What's up, YouTube? This is going to be a video manual for the Joye 510 PCC kit. I'm going to turn down my music a little bit. You know what I mean? Alright, but this is the video manual for the 510. I've had this for quite a while, so I think I can record a manual and I know the tricks. I'll teach you how to drip and put your carts on correctly and all that good stuff. And how to clean and everything. And okay, first we'll talk about the PCC. It's this case right here. It's got buttons on the side. It's all made out of metal. It hasn't had a single dent in it, and the paint job is awesome, so I love it. You get to charge it like that. It's a regular USB, and it comes with its own cable. And what you do is you press that button that's sticking out, the big one, and it pops open, spring loaded, and you see there's 4 holes in there and the charging hole. Yeah, so what you got is usually a cart, which is this right here. It's got fuzz, a little bit of liquid in it, and you drop into it, drop a little couple like drops on the fuzz. Then you take your atomizer, this part, and you just put it in there. And now it's all assembled correctly. Clean it a little bit because sometimes some goop gets out of the sides. And then you put your atomizer in the middle hole of the PCC to store it there. And your battery, solid copper plug, nice. What you do to charge your PCC is you just plug it into your computer power supply via USB like that, and it'll start red charging. That means that it's charging this PCC only. It's not charging my e-cig until I drop the battery into the notched slot, which means you got to turn it, and then it'll drop down in there, and it's spring loaded, so you just close it. And my battery's full, so it's not charging, but the top light will also turn red, and when this PCC is done, this light will turn green, and when this is done charging, this light will turn off on the top, the cigarette. It's kind of complicated, but those are the basics for your PCC. And here's some basics for the cigarette. You take your atomizer. After about like maybe a couple of draws, it'll start getting weak. So here's what you do. I'll teach you how to drip. You get your favorite juice. I keep mine in a smoking everywhere box. I got 2 bottles of Camel, which is 16 milligram Camel flavor from valleyvapor.com, and I got cherry 11 milligram also from valleyvapor.com. This is some tasty shit. The cherry is very, very cherry-ish, and this tastes pretty much like a Marlboro. It's all right. It's not bad. If you're trying to quit cigarettes, that's the one to get. But I'm gonna refill with some cherry. Yeah, that's what was in this. If you don't know what flavor is in there, you just take your buzzy and smell it. It smells like cherries, so that's how I know. Because when you get your 510, I think they come with 5 tips. Some of them are round whistle tips, and some of them are just flat whistle tips, like that. So you get a whole bunch of them with your kit. And that's why there's holes in your PCC, so you can fill up too, put the little rubber caps on the top of them, and go out for a night on the town or whatever, if you vape a lot, which I'm sure certain people do, because they smoke a pack a day. I used to do that. I haven't smoked a pack a day in like forever, let alone a good cigarette amount. Alright, well, these are really well used. So what you'll see is like a little pooling action on the top right there. That's what you want. Just leave it alone for a minute and it'll kind of like seep in there and get all down in the wick. And make sure you store these in a nice cool place, probably like covered up from sunlight or light, because it is sensitive material and it's dangerous. It's got nicotine in it. You don't want anybody like, oh, this is candy drops, you know. Bad idea. So once you get a little less pooling action, it's kind of less now. So this is the secret to not getting a mess all over you. You take the atomizer and you take this, you hold this on the bottom upright and this coming down, the atomizer down over the top, and you just mush it together. Bam! And look, not a drop on the edge, not a drop. Perfect. So now once you've filled your cigarette, you're going to notice that it's all copper. There's a hole right there. Make sure that that's kind of clean. And if you hear this sound, that's okay. There's a wick mechanism in here, so it doesn't like splash back in your mouth. It's just how it's built or whatever. So if you hear that sound, it's not a defect. And here's your nice copper. Try and keep this clean with isopropyl alcohol and ear swabs. Same with this. And then you just screw it together. Take a hit. Yeah, there we go. Now keep in mind, my atomizer is about probably 4.5 months old, so it's pretty wonky. It's not gonna give you that full power like you get when you get your e-cigarette if you buy one. So just notice mine is kind of old. I lost my other atomizer somewhere, and yeah, I don't know. But this is a great one. It looks like a pen to me. It's nice and heavy. Don't put these just in your pocket. Always carry them in the PCC. Because even though it has a manual battery, it's still a very sensitive device. And I want to point out something that most people don't talk about that's really important about the Joy 510, is that there's not a nichrome wire, like a wraparound wire in here. It's like a ceramic plate. So it lasts a hell of a lot longer than the nichrome wire ones. So just remember, you won't have to replace your atomizer as often. I still haven't had enough cash to buy another atomizer, so it's all good. It just produces a lighter hit, that's all. And eventually it'll just die because the ceramic will crack eventually. But yeah, PCC basics. When this light goes out and turns green, that's when this pack is done charging. And when you put your cigarette in there, do it like that. It just drops in there. You don't have to twist it. You have to twist it to get the button past the thing. There's like a notch. Just be careful about that. And then you just drop it in there, close it, and hey, it's charging. Yay! Now it's charging my e-cigarette. So PCC, this goes wonderful in your pocket. It's like a really thin, tall case. It's about twice as tall as a 100. Also, I want to tell you something. When your light starts flashing, like it was flashing a second ago, it's done charging now. But when it starts flashing, that means it's 80 to 90% done. So if you have any more questions or anything, please comment, rate, subscribe, and Hubscaps out. Joy 510 PCC kit video manual.